This week, the president of the University of Missouri resigns.
Canadian doctors make significant progress in cancer research.
And a mass attack shook Paris. I'm Sarah Kravitz.
And I'm Kelly Connor. ATV News starts now.
Secret plans for a Russian long-range nuclear torpedo called Status 6 was leaked on Thursday during a Russian TV news report about President Vladimir Putin. The leak showed Putin meeting with military chiefs in the city of Sochi. The document states if the torpedo system was launched by a submarine, it would create wide areas of radioactive contamination.
On Monday, November 9th, President Timothy Wolfe of the University of Missouri System resigned as racial tensions at MU heightened. Prior to Wolfe's resignation, dozens of Mizzou's football players refused to play last weekend.
News sources report that the football players' refusal to play could have cost the university $1 million, a fine that many students feel finally led to Wolfe's resignation. Moreover, the Wall Street Journal also said that Chancellor R. Bowen Lofton will transition into a research development position at the college in January.
Now for the latest in entertainment, we go to Christopher Schneider.
I'm Chris Schneider with Entertainment News. This week, Disney placed production plans on hold for a sequel to the classic animated film Aladdin due to legal hurdles. The late Robin Williams, who famously acted as the voiceover of Genie in the film, reportedly left a provision in his will that places a hold on any of his vocal recordings for the next 25 years. This came as a surprise to Disney executives, who had planned on using some of his already recorded voiceovers to produce the new Aladdin film after his death. The University of North Carolina and Duke University students may have found something they have in common this past Tuesday when Ed Sheeran was spotted on both campuses. The music superstar was spotted all around UNC's campus during the day, supposedly spending the day with his girlfriend, who attends Duke. Later that night, video was taken of Sheeran attending a party at a fraternity at Duke. Perhaps the singer was embracing some of his college days, having dropped out of high school when he was at the age of 16. In other news, while at the American Film Institute Festival last week, Johnny Depp revealed how he was almost fired from performing in the role of Jack Sparrow in Disney's 2003 film Pirates of the Caribbean. Depp said that executives at Disney called him thinking that Depp was drunk while filming the first film in the franchise. Depp also said that Disney actually considered placing subtitles under his character. Obviously, whatever Depp's original aim was paid off, seeing as Disney plans on releasing the 5th film in the franchise in 2017. This has been Chris Schneider with Entertainment News.
Thanks, Christopher. It was reported on Tuesday that a team of Canadian doctors successfully breached the blood-brain barrier that keeps pathogens and toxins away from the central nervous system.
Doctors injected small gas-filled bubbles into the bloodstream of a patient. Then the bubbles and chemotherapy drugs vibrated and pushed through the skull. This experiment technique means doctors might be able to provide cancer patients with a cancer-fighting drug that otherwise would not work.
On Wednesday, thermal anomalies were detected within the Great Pyramid of Giza. Researchers used advanced thermal scanning techniques to help explain the varying temperatures within the pyramid.
The thermal scans might have revealed the presence of an undiscovered tomb. The Ministry of Antiquities said the team's discovery would undergo further analysis in the coming weeks.
Microsoft has scheduled the release of Project Oxford's newest development, a tool that recognizes human emotions such as anger, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise.
The tool utilizes machine learning techniques to study pictures of people's faces and then predict the emotions of the people in the pictures. The public has responded positively to Microsoft's latest technological development. Now, bringing us this week's finance update, we have Jonathan Shander.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Shander, and this is your weekly finance report. Volkswagen's global car sales plunged 5.3% in October due to the emissions scandal that came to light a month ago. In a recent study, the Bank of England cautioned against the risk of smarter robots taking over 80 million American jobs as well as 15 million British jobs over the next 10 to 20 years. That is 50% of the jobs currently on the market. Hollywood is currently looking at a record year in profits, needing only $1.9 billion more dollars to hit the $11 billion mark needed to make this year the biggest box office success in history. Economic growth in the Eurozone slowed unexpectedly in the third quarter as weaker foreign trade held back EU economic leaders, Germany and France. This is despite polls conducted by Reuters stating that the economists had expected the same pace of growth in the third quarter. The Dow Jones is down 193.25 and rests at 17,254.82. The Nasdaq is down 69.97 and rests at 4,935.11. The S&P 500 is down 22.47 and rests at 2,023.28. This has been Jonathan Shander. Back to you, Kelly.
Thanks, Jonathan. Today's World News will be brought to us by Adina Marks.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm Adina Marks with World News. A coordinated attack occurred in Paris last night, right after a soccer match between the French and German teams. Over 100 are confirmed dead. One of the most deadly attacks was at the Bataclan concert hall. The attackers were reportedly armed with AK-47s and bombs. Survivors of the attack said they hid behind seats on the floor. 1,000 troops have been deployed around Paris. French President François Hollande has declared a state of emergency and closed French borders. Paris residents have been ordered to stay inside. Taxi drivers around the city turned off their meters and were giving free rides last night. Paris residents were connecting over Twitter and offering their homes for others unable to get off the street. As of this morning, ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attacks. An earthquake with a magnitude of 7 struck Friday off of Japan's northwest coast. There were no reports of damage or injury. A tsunami warning was put in place for the towns of Kagoshima and Satsunan, but was later lifted. The quake happened around 90 miles offshore at a depth of 6 miles. Finally, the National League for Democracy, a political party in Myanmar led by Aung San Suu Kyi, won the election by a landslide Sunday. It was the first vote since the civilian government was introduced in 2011 after 50 years of military rule. This has been Adina Marks with World News.
Thanks, Adina. This week, the trailer for My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 was released and within 24 hours became a top trending topic on Facebook. The original film opened in theaters in 2002 to mixed positive reviews. Now, 14 years later, the sequel has garnered more attention and is set to become a big hit in theaters in March 2016.
At 3:30 p.m. on Friday, November 13th, a woman stabbed a man near the Tenleytown American University metro station. Policemen took the woman into custody while the man recovers in a local hospital. Following the stabbing, the east entrance of the station was closed, but commuters could still catch the train at the station.
There are plenty of events on campus this week. On Tuesday, Google State Policy Manager Joe Dooley will be holding interviews for any student looking for a full-time job. If you're interested, RSVP on the Career Center's website. Interviews will be held from 1 to 5 p.m.
If you're interested in voicing your concerns about issues on campus, come to the President and Board Chair's Fall Open Forum on Thursday, November 19th. The forum will be held in McDowell Formal Lounge from 5:30 to 6:30.
And coming up on Friday night, AU's Jazz Orchestra will be performing a program of music for big band. The concert will be held in Ambramson Family Recital Hall at 8 p.m.
That's all we have for this week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Kelly Connor.
And I'm Sarah Kravitz. Thank you for watching ATV News.